broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Don't ask why we chose this song by Ariana Grande Focus, but I just feel like it's a good song to start off to. We're feeling it. We were feeling famous and relaxing with the microphones like this.
No big deal.
No big deal. Hey guys, this is the Kocktails with Khloe after show on AfterBuzz TV. We are already at episode 9, which is absolutely insane that we're like over 2 months.
Woohoo!
But we are missing 2 of our lovely co-hosts. We are missing Layla and Dakota again, but it's okay. They will both be back with us this week. Don't worry, I have Samantha over here.
We're gonna hold down the fort.
We're gonna hold down the fort, so tell us where we can find you, Sam.
Of course, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Samantha_Benitz, Benitz.
Now she has it easy. You can find me on Twitter at Justine DiVanna3 and on Instagram at Let's Face It with Justine. Layla's not here, but I did a video, because I do hair and makeup, so if you follow me on Instagram, you could see all my hair and makeup stuff. I did a Maria Menounos look that she did last year from the Oscars with Sam, so that's on there, and you can also... I just did one of Khloé Kardashian a couple weeks ago with Layla, so I have a little clip on my Instagram. I also have the full ones on my YouTube, so I'll comment below so you can see that. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. This is so weird, just 2 of us.
I know, it's so empty here in the center of the table.
I know, I feel like you're so far. You're like this, I'm like, hi, Sam.
Miles away.
It's okay. We got a good show for you, though, today.
Yes.
So we had Tamera Mowry, which I love her. She was from Sister, the Disney Channel.
Love that show.
Going way back into the day. Mm-hmm. And she was on Nick at Night, Instant Mom for a while. And she has a cooking show, Tamera Mowry at Home.
Yes, good
like
for
her.
I love that she also knows how to cook, since I feel like it's such a hard skill to learn, and once you grasp it, it's like you should just try out as much as you possibly can. And I was also a huge fan of her on The Game. I don't know if you ever saw that show, but it was so funny. Oh, I think they have it on Netflix and Hulu now.
Really?
Oh yeah, I can't remember which of the 2 networks they had it on, but oh my gosh, it was like the funniest show. She's a nurse, and basically she's dating a football player, and it was this whole thing of her wanting to become a doctor, but she's kind of in this relationship that had its twists and turns, but it's honestly hilarious. The cast was great. I loved her.
That's great. Also, you know what's great? I got to interview Tamera at the Hair and Makeup Guild Awards. So it was so nice to meet her sister. And
she must be the sweetest.
So sweet. And I mean, I feel like they're both sweet. I never met Tia, but I got to interview Tamera, and she was seriously so awesome. She was the sweetest person. I have little clips on my Instagram, and everyone's like, she seems so nice. I'm like, she really is.
What did you guys talk about?
I asked her, what did I ask her? Oh, I asked her how her style and her fashion has changed from Sister to now. And she was just talking about the twin blossom hats and have you seen it, and her the way her styles changed even throughout her being a mom.
Right.
And she was just so nice, and just she was very easy to talk to. It's not like I had to pull questions out. I just kind of asked her, and she was there's some people when you do interview, it's like they'll be like, hi, yeah, okay, and you have to come up with a conversation.
Oh, totally.
It was effortless with her. She made my job easy.
Oh, that's the best.
So easy. So we have also Lauren Ash, and she is in the sitcom Superstore on NBC, and she said I like the way she described this, that it's like The Office taking place in a Walmart or Target.
Oh, I get that. I feel like they have their own little world in there, and I can't even imagine what it would be like, working with a group of people so closely, hours on end, and you got to impose your own rules and the regulations there. So it's got to be pretty funny, and it was recently renewed for another season, so good for them.
Yeah, she plays Dina the assistant. I don't know. I never watched it. Have you?
I haven't seen that show particularly, but I have heard of Lauren Ash, and I thought, oh, cool that she's coming on, like, because I feel like they do have some of the lesser known people that are just kind of, you know, featured on certain new shows, or they're kind of like new names as far as what I'm seeing. Maybe not to some people who have followed her career, but nonetheless, it's cool to me that they're not only having the biggest names on, they're kind of showing like other people as well, and giving them a chance to show who they are to the public. So I like that.
No, for sure. I like that too, because I think that, you know, it's really hard to get out there, especially when it comes to like acting and singing, and you know, it's really hard. So I think that, you know, she's a Kardashian, and what better name to get to be able to like bring yourself out there and get more known by being with a Kardashian.
Totally.
Yeah. So the first thing that they were talking about was, it's really funny, so dating in LA. So if anybody that doesn't live in LA, you won't sigh. Well, you think it's weird, because I start to say you won't understand because it sucks here, but then again, I'm from Jersey, and I used to pretty much live in New York, and it was the same thing there. So I feel like guys are the same everywhere, but it could just, you know,
it's got to be a little different in like different states, I wonder. And I feel like at the epicenter of so many like pop culture places like New York and LA, you're gonna have a lot of people who are career driven or very independent, so they kind of are doing that daily grind. And especially if you work out here in the entertainment industry, everybody thinks it's like a piece of cake, but really you do it and you're working all the time, and you know, once you get your foot in the door, it's better to just keep going. So I feel like people are so driven here to do their own thing that sometimes it can make it hard for love. You know, you see that a lot with celebrities and in Hollywood and stuff like that. So
yeah, I think that it's funny because I say that, I'm like, oh, well, I'm from New Jersey, and I basically, like, you know, dated in New York and LA, and they both suck. And everyone's like, because it's New York and LA are like, I lived in two of the top cities in the entire country, forgetting that there's all different states, that it's probably different. Everyone's like, you got to go marry a Southern boy. I'm like, I'm not moving to the South, so I don't know what they expect unless someone magically appears here on my doorstep. But so what a lot of people end up doing, not even just in LA, I think just in general, the whole, first of all, the internet is huge right now.
Right.
Cell phones are huge. Apps are huge.
Dating apps. Yep.
So therefore dating apps are huge. So I think Tinder is probably the biggest one. And also OkCupid they started talking about. Now, Khloé made an OkCupid account, and she did it just for fun. And I guess people were like going off saying, oh, that she had one, whatever. Have you ever had Tinder, OkCupid? Have you ever done the whole dating app thing?
No, honestly, I have not. I've helped others make a dating app, but I personally have always wanted to meet somebody the old-fashioned way. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't happen naturally, and it can take years to meet the right person, or if it ever does happen. So I totally get why people want to, you know, expedite the process and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for long term. And sometimes you can find true love. I've seen people definitely, you know, be lucky and, you know, submit a profile, and they find somebody else who has similar interests and goals and things like them. And then before they know it, they're dating and engaged. And I'm like, wow, from the app, you know, and you think not. But I mean, they do have those success stories for a reason. So I think it's kind of like hit or miss, but I understand like both sides wanting to do it the traditional way, but then again, it's like the world is on the internet nowadays. So why not utilize some of the opportunities that are out there?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of opportunities out there to meet people, but it definitely is harder, especially here in LA. And I think that, you know, it's gone both ways. I think that it's very smart because, like I said, you know, it's hard to really kind of, like, you could go out and meet a million people, but how do you know if they're worthwhile? Totally. You know, at least being able to see, you know, unless they're making it up, if they're being truthful, seeing someone's description and getting to know them. But then it's also really dangerous because people are, you know,
you never know what you're getting.
Exactly. Like, really, like, bad things can happen. But then again, it's like, you know, you have to weigh out your options, that bad things can happen if you walk outside of your house.
Right. And same with even meeting a person, like, in a natural way. You may think they're like a perfect catch, and then, you know, some time goes by, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I didn't realize that person does this. And then you kind of realize the negative aspects of a person, and then you no longer have the idealized vision of them anymore. You know?
Well, it's really funny. I was on OkCupid for a while, and it's not because I like had this, oh my God, I'm gonna meet the love of my life.
Right, just for fun.
I was just like, let me see what happens. Like, you know, everyone says, I just did it for fun, but I really did just see what happens.
What are the questions like? So how do you sign up?
I gave up because the people are, first of all the people that I wanted to talk to, like if I messaged them, wouldn't talk to me, like wouldn't message me back. But even the weirdest people would message me.
Hi, baby.
No, like I'm saying literally, yeah, but like the people, I deleted the app, but if I could read you the funniest things, like the corniest lines, I think the funniest one to me was this one guy literally deleted his account. So as soon as I read it, it said that it was disabled. Mm-hmm. He deactivated it or whatever. And he said, this is, mark my words, this is what he said. So everybody out there, please tell me if you've dealt with any of this and any like crazy, weird OkCupid Tinder stories.
Yeah, or pickup lines. Best pickup lines.
That's it. He was like, because I said that I was picky in my thing. I wasn't being like, oh, like I'm a bitch being picky. I'm a picky person. And he goes, you're not good looking enough to be as picky as you are. He said, looks will fade, work on your shitty personality first. We had never said
one word to each other,
not one single word. And I'm like, that contradicts what you said, because if you're saying that I'm not good looking and you're saying looks will fade, I'm like, what looks?
Yeah, about that personality issue, right, sir?
Yeah, so definitely let us know out there if you are on the same level as me, like if you've had like really creepy messages and really like offensive messages, but whatever. Tia says supposedly that the dating apps can work, and Lauren was talking about her dating app story, and at least her story was like actually in person, so I feel better that mine were not. Hers were in person. How did you feel about her date?
Yeah, she said it lasted like 16 minutes, so it sounded like she couldn't bear the thought of the things he was saying. And to say such radical things on the first date, I feel like you're either trying to get underneath somebody's skin, and it sounds like you don't really want to get to know anybody else. I feel like the first
that's
date,
literally who they are, and then just like,
then they can't have the filter. And to me, it's like, you know, when you're courting someone on a first date, like it should kind of be like that. You want to get to know them and kind of give them the floor and not have the entire conversation be you know what I mean? So I think that's probably what that issue was for her, and I'm glad she rolled out of there, because a lot of girls will just stick around and be like, oh yeah, like I need to get out of here, help me, or like, you know, you do it to be nice. Some girls like wouldn't really have the heart to get up and walk out even when they're extremely annoyed. So props to her for being able to get up and roll out.
I don't even know what, like, she said it so fast, and a lot of it was bleeped out that I don't remember exactly what she said about it. I just know that he was being such an ass. Like he was just, trust me, I have been on bad dates, but not that. Like that's to a new extreme. I felt bad for her. I was like, damn.
Oh gosh, yeah, dates can go left real fast.
I know you've had a boyfriend, but you've never done the dating apps. Like even before the apps, there was like online you could do.
I
like,
never
Plenty of
did.
Fish or something.
No, like the most I did was utilize my social media, and I feel like I never even really went on a date or ever via online. That's just never been my style, weirdly enough, but everyone around me has done it, so it's weird. If I don't meet anybody, I'll wait years. I'm like,
people are actually meeting, guys.
Like, I'll wait it out.
People are actually meeting on Instagram through DMs.
It goes down in the DM. That's where that song came
seriously,
from.
like I knew this girl that got married to this guy, like from Instagram DM. Like that's so funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I have no problem with other people doing it. It's like however you can find love. Like if it makes you happy, like do your thing, and I'm not judging it. Like do your Tinder, whatever you need to do, as long as you know that you take a risk, you know. But that's with everything. No matter who you're meeting with, it's going to be a risk, but most of the time it can be worth the reward if it plays out right.
Well, what would be worth the reward? What would be worth the reward for me would to be, have a little fun with our next guest, Travis Barker.
Ooh.
Now, I don't think that he's like super hot. I just like his tattoos. So like his tattoos make him hot, if that makes any sense.
I like how he is now. I just feel like he's such a family man. He really realizes like the gravity of his decisions, and I find that really cool that he's grown up, and he, you know, mentioned his whole plane accident and how he's a father to his 2 children. He loves being a father so much, and you know, he loves his music, so he's kind of done whatever he's needed to do to get to the next level. So I'm super proud of him. I liked his presence a lot on the show tonight, and it was great to see him so happy.
And for anyone that doesn't know him, he was the drummer for Blink-182. That's the most that he's known for. And he has a new book, Can I Say? And it covers everything from when he first started drums. And he said that, I wrote it down here, that he lost his mom at 12, and she always said, like, never give up, follow your dreams. And basically kind of went into, I guess his dad was a little different. He kind of, you know, just didn't really look at him, like he didn't really approve of the tattoos and approve of his way of life. And then what I thought was interesting was that Travis said that he used the tattoos as a motivation to succeed. So he's just like,
I'm going in. Yeah,
he's like, if I can't, you know, I can't get, his dad was saying that he can't get a job,
right, the
with
job
his tattoos.
stoppers,
yeah, so that he's like, I'm gonna do them so that I literally don't have a choice but to play music.
Right.
Which is so crazy to me. And speaking of book, and get into Maria Menuna's book, first of all, I need to get that through. She has her new book, which is Every Girl's Guide to Cooking.
Yep.
God, I can't talk today because I'm thinking of books. I'm like, Maria, so check that out definitely. And also Maria's other fiance now. He actually, he is starting, I think this is the coolest show idea ever. So basically, if you love TV and you love movies and you love all of that fun stuff, which is obviously why we are here on AfterBuzz.
Yep.
So you will love The Tomorrow Show, and it is by Kevin Undergaro. He basically, I'm reading that it says that he is with Roxy Strayer, Ashley Daniels, and a couple of other people that they watch live Monday and Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time. And it's called The Tomorrow Show. You can download for free on iTunes and subscribe, and go to thetomorrowshow.com for more information. And it's just basically, if you know Kevin, he's fun, he's outgoing, he's talkative, and it's just going to be him like doing his thing and with a couple other co-hosts.
Yes,
and
keeping it real. I like it a lot.
Yeah. So
you're not going to find this anywhere else, people, so check it out.
Yeah, Maria and him are killing it. First of all, they've gotten married. Okay, congrats to them. After
engaged.
19, yes, engaged. After 19 years. Okay?
Yes.
So I feel like now, I don't know if it seems like, okay, Maria came out with her book. He comes out with this. They're like taking over the world. Like, we're engaged, bitches. I'm coming out with a book. I'm coming out with a show. They're like ready to take over the world.
Running the game, doing quite well at it.
But yeah, congrats to them. I wanted to throw that in there because, you know, they're really awesome, and
they super inspiring.
Yeah, they make what AfterBuzz really is. They make all of this happen. So, yeah.
As we were saying about
Travis
Travis Barker and obviously his past, and that's what I honestly loved hearing about him today as well, was his past, where he lost his mother, and he kind of shows what pushed him forward through everything. And despite hearing all this negative talk about what would happen as a result of being tattooed, he still decided to go forth with his dreams, and I think that's super awesome. But of course, I like that he also mentioned that every dream kind of comes with a caveat. You know, you're going to have negative effects from always chasing something that is kind of, you know, always on the go.
Yeah.
A dream is something you have to always keep chasing.
Exactly. Like, I think the industry that we're in too is very, very hard. And I think that how did your parents feel about you wanting to pursue hosting and just kind of like the career that you want to take?
Oh, totally. I mean, my mom actually passed away from cancer a few years ago.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. I mean, I don't...
My dad passed away from cancer too.
Wow.
So we're getting
oh my
real
goodness.
Right now.
Yeah. And so she was such a huge inspiration for me because she believed in my journey 150%. And you know, as she was getting sicker, I was kind of going through community college, and ready to transfer. And I was so excited about, you know, pursuing a degree in broadcast journalism. And she was just right there with me. You're going to do it. You're going to do so great. And
it's like you're doing it for her now.
Exactly. Her words are just ingrained in my head now. And I just always have her with me. And I feel like every time something great happens, she's still there, like watching and rooting me on. And so to see him kind of do the same and follow his dreams, and it is hard too when you don't have your parental figures there anymore because you rely upon them so much as a child, and then as you grow up you realize how much you really do need them, and you know, you say against them all the time like, I don't need you when you're younger, and then you realize how much they do for you.
So you like totally know how he feels because of, you know, your mom.
Totally.
See, I didn't know my dad, but he died of bone cancer. So
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, you know, it was hard. I didn't really know him, but so, you know, so he didn't really influence my life really in any way. My mom, but my mom grew up, you know, she was a single mom, so I've, you know, just basically grown up with her, and it's crazy to see how people support people in different ways. Like my mom supports me, she always has, but she always wanted me to keep a reality, and she's always like, I don't want you to get your hopes up because you know, becoming so and so is like impossible, and she kind of likes to play it more safe, and she's always believed in me, but she's always like, you need to have, I do hair and makeup, you need to have some people come out here, they're like, I'm just gonna be an actor, what do you do? Nothing. I'm like,
yeah, my dad is the same reality-driven man. He always reminds me, you know, have another option. Like, be open to doing other things. Like, don't be so rigid that you're only, you know, allowing yourself to do one path and that's it. Like, I feel like there's so many fruits that can be discovered elsewhere. So that's kind of something I used to resent. Like, oh, don't tell me I can't achieve my dream. But then I think as I understood what he was, you know, trying to tell me and being there for me ultimately, so no matter what, I'm okay. Like, I appreciate that advice. I really do. The industry is cold. Like, you got to be ready.
And that's why for anybody that's watching out there, if they're, because like I know how it feels to kind of feel like you want to pursue your dreams, and a lot of people are like, I want to do this, but how do I get there?
Right,
like,
how do you get started?
Baby
steps.
Yeah, you know it's a long process, and you're like, I don't know if I'm able to do all the work. Like, starting is the hardest part, and I'm telling you, like, you know, no matter what anyone says, like, because I know there's a lot of people out there that your parents may not support you. Right. You have to, you know, you just have to go for it. Like, my mom is, especially when I moved out here, I couldn't have done it without her financially, and she's helped me. But she always, you know, a lot of people are like, yeah, follow your dreams, and which you should. They say don't say never, but you gotta have backup.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing to do so. But you know, some people are gonna choose to do the other thing too. So to each his own. To each his own.
Okay, so Khloé, we're gonna get into some of the Twitter questions that people were asking. To each his own. That kind of makes sense because everyone has their own opinion on Twitter. If you realize that, people are freaking crazy.
Course.
They're freaking crazy on Twitter. But they actually asked some pretty good questions. So they asked Khloé where she had her first kiss. Now she said it was outside. Did she say it was in a boardwalk? Because she said it really fast, and I was like, I know she said it was outside. She said it was
said it was just nothing really special. It wasn't a guy she was going to be dating. It was just kind of one of those things she wanted to get out of the way.
Where was your first kiss?
I feel like mine was at a summer camp, and it was super silly too. Yeah, it was.
That's so like a typical like summer camp.
I know, and
that's
it was
amazing.
I was like 9th grade. I feel like I was like a late bloomer to some.
Mine was in a closet. So
7 minutes in there.
Literally, it was in my basement closet, and I was a freshman in high school. I was late too. I was
my goodness.
9th grade.
Yeah, see, no shame in that game. That's all good.
Yeah, I used to be like afraid of boys. Now I'm like, hey, boy.
I know, it's so funny. I feel like they all kind of mentioned that too, how their first kiss was not with anybody, you know, special to them. And I thought that's kind of funny. Some people wait for that special first kiss, and then others are like, hurry, I just want to have the experience to know what it's like. And so I don't suck when I meet the next person I really like. I think that's kind of the logic between the two, but...
Well, what comes after kissing is babies, of course. One of the other Twitter questions was asking Tia how she deals with being a mom, or like how, you know, how she goes about that, because everyone, you know, I'm not a mom, but moms have their, you know, their ways of coping with life. Right. And she just said simply wine. I like wine, and I'm not a mom. What about you?
No, I thought the same thing. I'm not ashamed of that at all. A good glass of wine at the end of a long day is so refreshing, and sometimes, you know, I tell myself it's good for my heart.
See, I'm like, I drinking makes me very tired. So like if I was to like if I had kids, I guess maybe at the end of the night having a little wine would make you go to sleep. But I mean, to just like be able to drink and take care of kids, I literally couldn't do it. I get hung over very easy. So if I have a glass or two of wine, I may feel it the next day. So it's not even worth it. I feel like I'm just never gonna drink when I have kids.
Yeah, I'm not much of a drinker myself. So, but you know, a lot of people love that, and that's their kind of like vice and way to release all that anxiety or like stress from the day. So I can see how a mom like running around too when you're just like zooming through the day. And what's funny is like moms work so hard. I feel like sometimes they're not given the credit they deserve.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're not given the credit they deserve. And you know, doing laundry, keeping a house running, making the phone calls, paying the bills, all those mundane tasks take so much time. And I swear, even like calling the phone company, you gotta pay, you know, you're talking to a machine, it takes a long time. I'm like, these things are frustrating. And I have to say, like, my mom held down the fort. So I just have
she's stay-at-home mom.
Oh yeah, she was, and that was the greatest thing. Is I have the utmost respect for stay-at-home moms. At the same time, it's like it's hard in its own way, just like the working world is.
Yeah,
it really
like
is.
people are always like, you know, they give you're stay-at-home mom.
Like, what else do you know?
And I think that there's this song called Mr. Mom by Lone Star. Because I love country music, and he basically is just talking. I mean, it gives her props for like all the stuff that like, oh, it's gonna be easy to be a mom, like to be the stay-at-home mom, like even dad, whatever. And he does it, and he's just like basically saying like he's her hero at the end because she's his hero at the end because it's so much harder than you think. Like, oh, make a phone call. Okay, make a phone call while there's kids puking on the floor. There's a kid running out the door. Like. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know, like, I'm not a mom, but I have, like, so much respect. I could never be a stay-at-home mom, though.
Yeah?
I would go stir crazy. Like, I need to be doing something, like, creative. Like,
I understand.
I need to, like, I do hair and makeup. I need to be able to do my work. And I need to be able to get up and go somewhere. And if you're with the kids all day, like, you hear a lot about, like, postpartum and depression, and it's...
Right.
You can go crazy. Not everyone, but
yeah, some I feel like are happy being a stay-at-home mom or even a stay-at-home dad. Like I'm kind of seeing that stereotype kind of come to life now, which I'm like, it's cool because I feel like there shouldn't really be the gender roles as far as like who should stay at home. It's like if there's a system to be worked out with both parents and then it makes the kids happy and the parents happy, then like, you know, more power to them. And speaking of parents that are kind of on the go as well, they also had Brian J. White on the show tonight, who was an actor in Scandal, Colony, and Chicago Fire.
I was just going to get into Brian, guys. So it's so bad because he's been in a ton of other stuff, but me, I'm like, Scandal, yes, I'll listen. I'm obsessed with Scandal, and I'm actually a little behind, so I kind of didn't know a lot that happened that I just watched tonight, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess
caught up a little.
I guess he's Olivia Pope's love interest. It's okay. It's still my favorite show. He also, which I didn't know, he also played Lauren, who was on the show today. Lauren's love interest on Another Period, and I had no idea that they even worked together.
I never saw that clip until tonight, and I was like, oh my.
Yeah, very interesting. And he has a daughter, of course, Layla, which is not here. He's a daughter that's also named Layla, like our co-host. And he basically talked about that he was raised by women. His life has been about women. And they asked if his roles, if they played a part in his roles, like, oh, you have a daughter, do you not want to do a certain role because of her? And he said, no. He said that didn't play a role into the parts that he played. What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, I think at certain times you're going to want to be choosy about what you do based on what your kids are going to see later, which obviously that's like a huge controversy that's in the media right now, especially with the whole Kim Kardashian nude photo. It's like a lot of people are very judgmental and, you know, things will come out later. So, of course, I feel like with him, because he's a professional actor as well, like that can be seen like in bad ways and good ways, but as long as you know that they're going in with the intention of being professional, like that's a really good sign. He did mention that even during like the love scenes, like, you know, a lot of family members were around watching, so, you know, not that that's a lot of pressure or anything.
It's really awkward.
Yeah, so, you know, they have to be choosy in their own way.
That's what I'm saying. I give people props though, because like I give actors props because like I watched that show and I'm like, wait, these two really aren't in love. I'm like, I could never, like, if I don't really like someone, I would never be able to pretend I like them on set. Like,
right.
if I don't enjoy kissing them, I can't pretend that I'm enjoying it.
You'll see it on the face.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Do you think you'd be able to do that? Like, I'm not an actor.
Yeah, I did a theater class one time, and one of the guys was like, yeah, just went in for the kiss. And honestly, I fully went out of character. And the teacher was like, Samantha, show some intimacy. Because I really wanted to try just theater, just to see what it's about. And honestly, it was a lot of fun, like as far as the exercises go. But yeah, those are some things I think you have to learn to get comfortable with if you're really passionate about the subject matter.
And talking about exercise, this actually plays into role here. We were Tia and Khloé started talking about Khloé working out and going to the gym, because Tia was saying that she was getting bashed in the press for weight gain. And Khloé kind of just started getting into how she was made fun of for her weight and how she started going to the gym. And what she said was she didn't intend to go to the gym to lose weight, which is kind of weird to me, because usually that's why I go to the gym. She just did it because, you know, it was going through her divorce with Lamar, and she didn't want to go home, because what would that do? She'd probably end up eating, or she would end up doing a lot of, like, not really doing anything worthwhile. So she ended up going to the gym, and it helped her head, and then she started losing weight because of that. And I think that is amazing, but I totally don't buy that she didn't try to lose weight. That's like, what? I wouldn't just go to the gym to clear my head. I'd go to the gym for 2 reasons.
I mean, yeah, maybe the second reason's in there. But then again, like, I found going to the gym at a time, like, I was totally a gym rat for a duration of time. Yeah, now I'm kind of like having my off time, to be honest. Yeah. But there was a time when I genuinely loved, like, having my new music on my iPad. I would go in there. I had my headphones ready. I was going to do, like, sets. And, like, you know, you get a good class and a good group of people working with you. You can literally, like, let go of all your stress for the day, and just, you know, sweating and, like, getting your heart pumping. It just makes you feel alive and kind of forget your problems. So
really? It never happened for me.
Oh, for me, it was like a huge, I went for a good, like, year when I was just, like, hustling and needing, like, an outlet to just de-stress. So I can see where she would come in with that, just because that is definitely what I use it for. I've always been kind of, like, naturally skinny, but nonetheless, like, it's not like any other body, you know, doesn't get ridiculed. It blows my mind. You can be, you know, seen as chubby, and then you're told to lose weight, but then when you're skinny, you're told you're too skinny. You know, curvaceous is the thing to be. So it's kind of like, well, the grass is always greener on the other side, and it just ain't fair.
Like, and you know what's so funny about that is, like, oh, I'm not saying that I know that the whole gym in your head and helping your head, I know that's a thing. It's proven. It just doesn't work for me. But she was saying that, you know, she can't win. So when she's bigger, she was made fun of because she was big, and then she loses weight, and they're like, which doesn't make sense to me. They're like, oh, now you're a Kardashian. Like, wait, but the Kardashians are known for not being super skinny and having curves. And it's just like, she's like, you can't have it both ways. Like, really, though. Like,
you can't win.
What do you want? And I think it's funny, too, because you said it's, you know, it's not even just, oh, you're too fat, lose weight. Like, you'd go to the gym. I'd go to the gym. People would be like, what? Why are you going to the gym? You're skinny. Like, don't you think I try to maintain being thin? Like,
oh, yeah. I've even tried to go to, like, gain muscle, like, just so it's not, like, fully skinny. So, you know, you want to try to, like, be healthy, though. That was my goal. It wasn't like, okay, I'm going to try to get more curvy because that's what everybody else likes. Like, in my head, I'm like, okay, I just want to be my best self so I can go do my tasks at hand and also have the rest of the day where I'm feeling good. Like, my brain's right, my head's right. And then when my head's in the game, like, my day is great. So
I was big into the gym. And then I end up moving, and it's so true. Once you're in it, you're in it, and then
when you're out, you're out.
And then I moved, and I was like, oh, I didn't go for a week, and I just never went back.
Oh, I know. Now I'm like yoga, you know, that type of stuff's pretty cool.
Do you know what works? Before we talk about our last topic, it's all about diet, and I always believed it. Like, yeah, but I'm a big foodie, so I just was like, it's not true. And I was going to the gym like crazy. I'm like, it's the gym. I'm telling you, I stopped going to the gym. And I started eating right, and I feel like I look almost better.
Oh my gosh, I know. Good, nutritious food is so good on that body.
Because I was really hungry when I was working out, so I was eating more. And now my portions are less, but I'm eating a right amount. So,
hey,
I don't know. Anyone that has any tips for, like, gym, workout, all that stuff, let us know in the comments below, because I am definitely down to hear more about it. So,
What about the prank call? We should tell him a little bit about. I enjoyed it at the end.
It was funny.
So pretty much.
Let's talk about the prank call.
Yeah. So Khloé decides to call Kris Jenner, of course, and do a little prank call because she's her mom and also her manager. So she decides to tell them that DJ Khaled didn't show up tonight. So I believe Kris was already told that previously, but then she tries to say, you know, the rest of my guests pretty much didn't show up, so I'm left here with nothing, like no show to go on. Everybody's here, the lighting's here, the camera crew's here. What are we gonna do? This is your fault, mom. And of course, Kris just had her hand surgery, so she's tired, she's relaxing, trying to do her own thing.
Hand surgery.
Yeah, so bless her heart, she's sitting there, and basically Khloé convinces her to go down the street and try to just, you know, start knocking on some celebrity doors to get some clientele on her show. And she recommends going to rapper Drake's house. Of course, he lives 4 houses down allegedly from her. So they, I guess, had a driver drive Kris over to his house, and they got disconnected on the call, so you couldn't really tell what happened next. But when Khloé calls back later, she tells, you know, Kris, oh, it was just a prank call. And by that time, she'd already knocked at Drake's door and said, it's an emergency. Please call.
It was like, I guess it's funnier to watch than us talking about it. Because it was really funny because it was the way that Kris was saying it. Like,
exactly. And the fact that it was Drake, like, it just cracks me up that Drake's this, like, huge rapper. And he probably is, like, off doing some extravagant thing. And they're, of course, like, come on. And I don't know. I just think that's funny. In any other scenario, it'd be like, no way in hell would I go knocking on Drake's door. I'd feel silly.
Well, those Kardashians are Kardashians.
They already know them, so it's not so weird for them.
Those Kardashians are very silly. I keep saying Kardashians. Well, let's get into some other silly and really kind of some crazy news and gossip. You want to get into that?
Yes, of course. So Khloé K, of course, our girl, is starting a new hair trend. Chrissy Teigen recently took to Instagram to show off her new lob. You know, that's the shorter.
I love it.
Yeah, shorter in the back, longer in the front, right? Is that what a lob is?
Yeah, so basically what it is it's like there's different variations. And so that's what I like. My hair's really short because I've said previously I've shaved it. It was like Miley's. It was shaved on the side, longer on the top. So now it's like a mullet. Mm-hmm. So now what people think is cutting your hair, I just got extensions to be a lob. Right. So it's kind of like you can either have it like kind of in the neck or top of the neck and go like very, very like vertically down, or you can kind of keep it one length with a little longer in the front. So it's kind of different variations. I love that hairstyle.
Interesting. It sounds super cute, and I saw the picture and it was like gorgeous on her, of course. And she admitted in the caption,
thank God short hair's in. Thank God short hair's in.
Right? It's looking good. Admitting in the caption, she said she asked for the Khloé Rosie side of Chrissy Closey. So there you go, a little tongue twister for you. And secondly, Kylie and Kendall went to sit courtside to watch the Lakers and Sacramento Kings face off at the Staples Center in LA on Tuesday night. Both wore unmissable, stylish thigh-high boots, clearly aware of their awesome footwear game. They captioned the photo, game shoes. And I'm talking, these are some like leather thigh-highs and some like super awesome strappy shoes that Kendall was wearing. And they looked really expensive, but super cute. I'll give you that. And then also, we're still, you know, facing a little bit of controversy with the whole Kim K nude photo situation.
I feel like it's calmed down, but
it has, and actually in a good way. So Kim K recently sent Emily Ratajkowski, which I mentioned her last week, white roses for defending her nude photos. And the model wrote back in a caption, "Thank you for the beautiful flowers, and no, at Kim Kardashian. It's so important that we let women express their sexuality and share their bodies however they choose." So it looks like they have a little bonding there. So,
well, my news and gossip goes into Caitlyn, aka Haitlyn Jenner. So there is a huge thing. Yeah, there's a huge thing going on that she's being called Haitlyn Jenner because basically, especially with this whole political thing going on right now, a lot of people, basically, she has come out that she's a Republican, and a lot of people are really confused by that because she's a transgender, and a lot of times, not all, but a lot of times, I guess it's the stigma that Republicans are not really for gay marriage and kind of about that lifestyle, and so a lot of people are confused by that, and they are almost feeling, a lot of the people in the transgender community are feeling like she didn't really do her research before she, like, changed. before
Okay.
he transitioned. Couldn't think of the term before she transitioned, and so I don't know why this Hatelyn thing is coming out, but you know, I just
Interesting.
yeah, I think that she, you know, I don't know. People need to leave her alone. Like, she's very newly transgendered, and like, you know what? She's 65. When you go your whole life being 65 years old, being a Republican, feeling certain ways, I'm sorry, it's very hard to change that. And I think what she's saying is that she agrees with the political side in the sense of like the way that the Republicans want to do the country. I don't think
Right.
she believes, oh, gays shouldn't get married, like, and she's transgender. Like, I think that she is not like hardcore Republican. I think she just
Right.
believes a lot of what they want to
Views.
do for the country, not
Right.
talking about personally things. You know what I'm saying? So people are freaking out, calling her Hatelyn, and but in a good way, Miss Caitlyn is their MAC Cosmetics, which I freelance for. They're going to be doing a little something with Caitlyn and for the
I
whole
saw.
transgender community. So that's really good. I mean, I love makeup, and then add some Caitlyn Jenner in there. And
Yeah.
you know, I don't like this whole hate. I don't like it.
I know. Expectations. I feel like people are always going to have new expectations for people, and it's hard. You can't really pit people to a certain belief if they don't feel that way, and it's kind of like everybody's right to their own opinion. So
Yeah, do you think that what do you think about her saying that she's a Republican and everyone flipping out about it, especially the transsexuals in that community?
I mean, yeah, that's why I think the expectation thing is the issue. It's like everybody's going to want Caitlyn to be this representation of the transgender community since she has set herself up on such a high platform so that so many people are already listening and watching to her views. So I see where, you know, the controversy can come in because they're going to want things done a certain way by
Totally.
somebody of that, you know, high status. But then again, it's like this is Caitlyn's life and her choice to be what she wants, and even if it doesn't really fall in line with others, like, it doesn't have to. Everybody has a right to their own opinion, even the haters. So
Yeah. And like I said, I could be wrong. I'm just trying to think of, obviously, if she's transgender, she obviously is about that community and obviously for gay rights and stuff. And if Republicans don't feel that way, she's obviously not fully into that. I think she just agrees with the way that they want to take the country as a
Right,
whole. Not going into like the details of people's personally. You know?
Yeah,
And
no, I get what
think-
you're saying.
And I don't think she's doing a good job explaining that, but that's the only way I could think about it, because I know that on the show, I guess she said, I've watched one of the ends of one of the episodes, and someone was talking about the word tranny and how, I've always been, one of her transsexual friends was like, I always get, I've always said tranny, it doesn't offend me. And then the other transsexual was so offended. It's just it's a touchy subject, and just everyone, I wish not everyone was so touchy. Like,
I know it's the
just
hot
wish everyone
topics.
could get along. Well, let's go into some predictions. Who do you think you predict will be on the show?
Ooh, I'm
Your
hoping now.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I'm thinking some Drake is gonna come on after that emergency phone call. Door knock. I think maybe we might see Drake. I did see a photo recently of Jamie Foxx, so I'm really hoping he is gonna be on the show as well. I'd also like to still see
Kim hasn't been on.
Kim, yeah, but I've been asking for them for weeks. I'm like, they're gonna be at
over
the
it.
end. Yeah, they're gonna come on. I just wonder which show, and I'm feeling like it's gonna be a little further along since there's so many episodes still to come. So I don't know. I'm feeling like the guys are gonna fill up the panel, but I'm not sure which girl is gonna be next. I feel like they've been switching it up, which I really like. Like, I can never guess.
Yeah,
the
like I literally
guess.
would never have known.
Yeah, I'm like
half these
predictions,
people.
but really I have no idea. Like, I get surprised every week, which I should compliment them for. That's a good thing they have really going for them.
Well, this isn't a prediction. This is just what I want. Chris was saying, no, was it Chris or Khloé? They mentioned Britney Spears in it.
Yeah, and Jennifer Lopez would be cool.
I would love Miley, but I don't know if that would happen. I feel like her and Khloé Money would get along. Not even Khloé.
I think they'd have
Khloé-
a blast. That'd be an
feel like
awesome
they'd get along.
episode.
So, yes, thank you guys so much for watching tonight's Cocktails with Khloe. And seriously, we appreciate everyone that is nice and gives us your nice comments. And we really, really do appreciate. So just make sure to check out, remember, Kevin Undergaro's new show, The Tomorrow Show, thetomorrowshow.com, and for free on iTunes. Check it out. He's a really, really, not only funny, hilarious person, he's really, really awesome, sweet, kind-hearted, down-to-earth.
Real,
also, be sure to check out his fiance, Maria Menounos, from E! News on her new book, Every Girl's Guide to Cooking. Why do I always have trouble saying that? But again, thank you so much, Sam. Where can we find you?
Once again, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Samantha_Benitz.
And you can find me on Twitter at Justine DiVanna 3. And you can find me on Instagram at Let's Face It with Justine. And I do a lot of beauty tutorials and all that fun stuff. I'm also going to be commenting below so you can see my YouTube channel.
Check it out, people.
Again, we will have Layla and Dakota here next week joining us. We'll have the full panel back. Don't worry. And until next time, peace out.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.